Good morning, Jamie here, Fit Strong, and I want to spend a couple of minutes going over some mobility and healthy practices for your fingers and your wrists and your forearms. First of all, excuse the background noise, somebody's drilling up the road, like a bird's chirping, and most likely we'll have some dogs barking in the next minute or so. So, if you practice strength and mobility work on the floor, most likely that will include bearing your weight on your wrists, on your fingers, so your forearms, elbows, even the shoulders and the wrists and fingers can get a bit tired. So they need some health care as well. We might focus on neck mobility and some shoulder stuff, but we've got to look after the first part of our body that makes contact with the floor. So I start simple and build it up. First thing I'll have you do is clasp your fingers together. Let's come a bit closer. And slowly make big circles. It's tempting to rush these, but then you often miss where the little tight spots are. So some one direction, some the other direction, really exploring the range of movement. You might get some pops and clicks, that's fine. Okay, from there, still keep your hands together, but have the elbows out to the side and make like a Mexican wave just with your two arms. So I'm pushing these fingers into these fingers to push under the wrist and the elbows high. So it's not just that, I'm pushing fingers under the wrist. Change direction, see if you can go both directions. From there we will get the hands onto the floor. I'll go from a small angle here. Fingers pointing forward, hands not too close to the knees, and rotations through your elbow. I'm bearing down into the floor just a little bit, but I'm trying to get hit of the elbow pointing forward, where we want it during most strength movements on the floor, and then elbow backwards. Now you can do one arm at a time or two, but try and get a little bit of rotation. Then we'll try some rocking, still with your fingers pointing straight ahead. Now, if I go from the side, you'll see that I'm bringing my shoulders just over my fingertips. So you don't have to be going through a massive range of movement. Just enough to feel some relief to the forearms. Okay, you can place fingers pointing back towards you. Gentle rocking, it won't be as big as the last technique. Okay. And then, one hand at a time, the back of the hand pushing into the floor, fingers pointing towards the knees, and a little bit of gentle rocking. It's the smallest range of movement. You might just find just pushing into the floor, doing a little bit of wiggling through the elbow, some rotations, and a little bit of back and forth might be enough. If that is too intense, you don't like that, let's take it up and put the hands together, the back of the hands together, and some relief in the wrists. Again, I'm putting my elbows down to the side, back of the hands are together. That's a very friendly way of doing it, if you don't like bearing weight onto your wrists. Okay. For the fingers, let me come a little bit closer. So nerve gliding. A lot of these things we're trying to get the nerves in the arm and the hand moving more fluidly through the muscles. So a very simple nerve gliding movement for all the little muscles go through your fingers that can get quite inflamed during even kettlebell swings, even during lots of pull-ups and ring gymnastic ring work. But bring your fingers to top of the palm, open your fingers, bottom of your palm, open your fingers, make a fist. So top of palm, bottom of palm, make a fist. Open. Let's do it again. Fingers to the top of the palm, bottom of the palm, make a fist. In between each, get those hands fully open. Feels quite nice. So practice that. Last one, taking that nerve gliding further up the chin, we'll get into the shoulder and do some Egyptians. So I'll do two hands together. Hands are right in front of my chest, or side of my chest, sorry. Let's do one hand at a time to avoid confusion. So I'm taking the hand out to the side. You see that rotation. So I'm coming in past the chest, putting the hand back behind me, and then forward. Okay, then I'll do the other side as well. If you're really good, you can get both arms going together. So there's a lot of rotation going through that shoulder, through the forearm, elbow, wrist. A lovely little movement. We do this in the gym every single day before we get into other training. There you have it. Small series of things you can follow along to, listening to me rabbit along, or stick the silence on. That's fine. Mute me. But just look after your hands, look after your wrists, look after your elbows. They're the first things that take the force of us when we're on the floor. So take care, and any questions about those, feel free to get back to me. Thanks for watching.